Hello and welcome to the show. This is Do All the Things. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Shure MV7, quite possibly part number MV7-K. And then we're going to compare it to the legendary, the SM7B. Stay tuned. So for about the past week, I have been evaluating microphones. I wanted to see what this popper that shows up on all the streams is all about. I've never actually used one or needed one, but with my experience, I'm like, it might not be just super 100% like the perfect mic. I've been comparing it against the RE20, but that's not what this particular video is about, because I discovered recently, just the other day, that this thing exists. The MV7, and its claim to fame is it's supposed to be like the SM7B, but with built-on USB and headphone output. So I ran over to the local McQuaid there, and I picked one up. And my first immediate impressions of it is we have a bit of the McDonald's Big Mac effect. So if you look at the picture and you look how nice this looks, it kind of reminds you of the SM7B, right? Just very, very uniform. But then you grab it out of the box, if you can grab it out of the box. There it is. And this is what we actually get. That does not look nice like the pictures. It makes me wonder, is this even the correct foam? Like, what's going on here? It just slips on. Like the SM7B, it has this form-fitted foamy dealy, right? It pops off. If we compare the insides, burner and a burner, we have just basically what looks like a normal vocal mic here. And like a normal vocal mic, this dome spins off. It was actually loose when I got it. It's worth mentioning that this particular unit is used. We have some loosey thing here. Like, that's my first impression. This feels just semi-cheap, but then I guess it is made to a price point. It looks like you can pretty much use it without the cover on, but that would be derpy. In the box, we got the little adapter. You're gonna need that if you want to use it on this Rode stand with the little screw. And then we got a couple USB cables here. We have a short USB-A to micro, and then we have a long USB-C to micro, which is funny because it's like that's nice that they gave us a long cable. That makes sense for a mic like this. It's just weird that that one's USB-C. I guess they're trying to appeal to the Mac users, but at the same time, a lot of computers these days, especially a computer you would be using to stream, would have this. And in fact, because this is less common in the PC world, you might have like that one USB-C on the back of your PC that you never use. Oh boy, there finally is the use for it, maybe. Let's see how long this pupper is. Oh yeah, I'm 6 feet, so 6 plus this long. It's another 4 feet, 10 foot, a 10-foot cable. That should do you well for most applications. Oh, for reference, my videos are normally shot using this guy right here, right? I have a condenser that picks up the whole of the bench. So if you notice the sound change around, like this is relatively, for closer applications. But if you notice me like wander off and then the sound changes a lot, chances are I switched over to this mic. So I'm just gonna go ahead, plop this up on a stand real quick. I'm wondering, oh boy, this sits proud, bud. This sits proud. That's okay. It's sitting at about the same level as this guy. How should I go about plugging this in? Because I have a hub right here so I can access USB from my bench. I don't think 10 feet's gonna quite reach the computer, which is behind me. This is, what's going on here? This is a tight fit or what? That's weird. Yeah, tight fit, I guess. So this is kind of freaking short in general, this cable. I have a longer one. You know what? I'm not gonna mess around. We're not here to review the cable. I have a 10-footer here that reached the front USB on my computer, so we don't have to worry about any latency issues related to the hub. I did not hear the computer boop, 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 like it usually does when you plug in something. Just generally stick these guys right next to each other. It's worth noticing I have a dynamite stick on this. It's similar to the Cloud Lifter, except easier to work with and a bit more boost. Oh, it's showing up right there. I wonder if Windows 10 is just gonna like automatically use this thing. Oh, let's see if in the OBS we can add. So that's that. Oh. Did it switch over to this already? I have a normal computer microphone. It's sitting on the screen right there. You see that guy? That's just a cheap computer microphone that I use so that when I use OBS and I do my sync claps, the computer can hear me and it picks up just enough so that I can get like some tick, tick, tick to synchronize. The levels that I'm seeing here in OBS are suggesting that this thing's already recording me. Yeah, this thing's already recording me. It's giving me some decent levels. Now, the thing with a passive mic, like the SM7B, is sometimes you need one of these guys, or more famously, you see these guys around, the Cloud Lifter. And that's just a passive preamp, or no, an active preamp. And what that does is it takes the phantom power, and there's like booster preamps in here. You can't adjust on them. They just take the signal that comes out of the microphone and boosts it up to a signal level equivalent of what you would get with a condenser mic like what I'm using. That gives it more sensitivity, but it's good sensitivity because what it means is you can take the gain on your interface, crank it down, because sometimes what happens is your interface, once you get the levels turned up to where you think you want them to be to get good levels, the preamp on a cheap interface can get noisy. So by boosting it, it gives you more range of movement in your preamp, so you can fine tune it a little bit better, get it just to that sweet spot. I've been noticing that these things are invaluable. Like this stuff's all rented. So I guess if this thing's recording right now via OBS, I should be able to just right away directly compare these two sounds without anything plugged in. That's kind of super convenient. I didn't even have to install drivers. One of the selling points of this microphone is Shure goes on about the app that they have, saying, oh yeah, but you got the app that makes it all easy. But let's do a quick sound sample. So we're about 2/5 away. SM7B, MV7K. SM7B, MV7K. SM7B, MV7K. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That is more of a keyboard test. That is more of a keyboard test. Do we have similar sounds here, bud? Similar sounds? Do you like what you're hearing, bud? Okay, let's go on to the line and see if we can get that support software. So let's just go to the Googler and dump in Shure MV7, and then we have our, it comes up the website, podcast microphone. Oh, is that it? Software firmware just right there. Let's click on that. You know, I'm a power user on PC. I can sort this out in 2.2, but we're trying to simulate the whole, what happens if the average Joe just freaking punches it into the Googler? What are they gonna get? The Motiv desktop app, download. Okay, you click download, it jumps you down to another download button. That's hilarious. Fill in your details. No. You want me to... Are you freaking data walling me, Shure? Are you telling me that I cannot use your software until I... That is not how it works, bud. You just give a download button. Download. No, I do not want to give you that information, Shure. Data mining. Data's worth so much money. Like I freaking haven't given my details to enough people just to like exist. No data. Null at classified.no. But I will tell you that I'm in Canada. I'm using the MV7. I would not like emails. Download for Windows. I almost, as a sign of protest, want to like dig up the direct copy download link. The download link. Okay. I'm going to post this freaking link in the description below because sure, that is a dick move. Making me give you that information, right? How much are you paying me to have this mic? Okay, I don't know. That offends me. I'm pulling a bit of a Karen here, if you will, if that term hasn't been canceled and censored yet. Somehow I must accidentally click setup. Sure, just go ahead, just jam it wherever you need to. Now, is this going to intercept my OBS without screwing it up? Run Shure Motiv Plus. Analytics. You know, at least they're asking me and giving me the option. I'm not going to bother with that here. So yeah, sample rate mismatch has been detected. Please ensure both the microphone and head launch sound panel. Okay, oh, we have a headphone output. It's set to default right now. I guess we'll go to sample rate is 16-bit 48 hertz. Okay, that's fine. We'll go to recording. Shure SM7. Oh, 1644. Okay, yeah, why would you do that? I gotta reset my OBS. Okay, it looks like the microphone's back working again. So that is one good thing I'll give this mic. Like I plugged it in and it pretty much, we're not screwing around. Sometimes when you're setting up hardware, you have to screw around. Just ask Drum Guy how much he screws around with his hardware. But that's because he's got all old mismatched hardware. Now, one selling point of this microphone, which I actually got quite curious about, is the real-time monitoring. And that's one reason why you would use an interface. Like, if you have a decent computer with like, you know, a Strix board with the Supreme Effects audio, you don't need an interface. If you just get a good preamp that can take this signal and put it into something that you can jack into your computer, which, I don't know, would cost about the same as an interface, so it's a moot point. You can record directly with the computer audio. The problem is the computer audio has latency, so whatever you're saying, there's going to be a delay. And here we go, real-time monitoring with monitor mix. And I could go directly to monitor, and I can make it so that the playback in the center here, this doesn't get any louder. So yeah, I am definitely hearing the microphone now. I want it to be a little louder. Like, I have heavy compression on. Okay, I already did that. Live meters, LED behavior. Oh, yeah, we got blinking blinkers here. What's it trying to tell us? Do we touch these? Oh, what's this guy? Turns out, I don't know what that just did. And what's that do now? Hey, it lets me adjust the headphone volume. So what do I just slide? Okay. Oh boy, there we go. Headphones are ripping. Give it down one more. Yeah, that's not bad actually. So that selects what the volume buttons do. Headphone, microphone volume level, and then we have a mute. Okay, that's handy. But, oh boy, Shure. There's our catch. Yeah. Check this out. This is one of the most legendary things about the SM7B. I gotta plug my headphones back in my interface just so I can confirm it's doing what I think it's doing. You hear that? That is one thing about this microphone that absolutely blows my mind, is that it's so quiet. It's so quiet. You don't hear that. Yeah, you can manhandle, like really friggin' hammer weight this mic and you don't hear it. Like, you're trying to make subtle adjustments. I should switch the stand to see how bad it will be on an actual boom stand like what you would use. One thing I'm noticing is it does give you that like broadcaster sound. I'm switching to auto here. I gotta set the microphone to far. That's actually not bad. Not bad at all. So we're far away here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look at the levels on here. I'm gonna go to my interface. I'm gonna compensate up the levels to a similar area. I didn't have to bring up the gain that much more. So like, what's the difference in sound here? What's the difference in pickup? Yeah, they're very similar. This one still has a bit more, little bit more warmth to it. This one, well, what other settings does it have? It's on the neutral. If I set it to the dark, okay. Live meters, where's that? Oh yeah, we can see our levels here if we use live meters. What's night mode? Turns it, dims it. Yeah, that's pretty good pickup. And like, you kind of want to listen to the room, right? Because that's the only problem. If you're cranking up on the gain so that you can hear from a distance, you're going to start picking up the room. So if your room sounds like crap, you're going to sound like crap. One experiment I've been doing with these mics is upstairs in the living room, which is a lot more reverberated. This room's a duller sounding, so it's not bad in this room. Why I get away with that? Could be better, but it's not practical for me to acoustically treat this room. You know, one reason why I consider far is for those VTubers. You know, you need the camera to be able to clearly see your mouth. If you got the mic right in front of you, well, that might be a problem. Now, how's far as this here? This dark mode might be good for just generally reacting and stuff where there's not a lot of background noise. Then click on the natural or even the bright if you want your vocals to be able to cut over. So let's go back to manual mode. Mic gain is at 33. So that's going to be able to make it so that you can set near far mode. I'm gonna level these back out. So SM7B back to this setting here, and then we'll Look at these meters down here to get it to a similar area. 36 is too much. 33 was a starting normal point. We have the compressor off. Light compression, heat, medium compression, heavy compression, heavy compression. Compression is ultimately good, especially for this kind of stuff. Medium. I kind of like dark mode. We don't get dark mode here. We get our roll off, which you kind of use it to pick up less crap. There's stuff in the frequency range that you don't need, and it's useless information that takes up, you only have so much energy available, right? You don't want to peak those out. So the more crap you cut out of your sound that you don't need and can't even hear, that's a dirty trick sound guys know. Like even at your favorite big concert with bass slamming you down, they have a low frequency roll off on the PA. They have some ultra low frequencies that you can't hear and won't even feel, just turned off, cut out. Even though it doesn't sound like it, that information's there and it sucks up power from the system. Now that's supposed to be equivalent to, there's the switches on the back. So that right there, we have the roll off on this too now. And then we have this little peaker here, presence boost. So yeah, again, if you're using the software, you would use like these modes here for just talking to the mic alone. And you would probably want to flick this on if you wanted to be able to be heard over top of a video or a game that you're playing. And then of course, you'd probably ultimately use this one. Light compression, because that's another thing to consider. I haven't got compression on this right now, not in recording. I add tons of compression in post while I'm editing. Like that mic's got heavy compression on it. I can go ahead and add heavy compression to this mic. I might already. That's the funny thing. Like, how do I almost don't like this because this pretty much, yeah, all of a sudden this sounds better to me. Like having the natural and even the dark. Like why don't they give us some of this EQing over on manual mode? We just end up getting this, oh boy. Yeah, so heavy compression, you got to be careful because it can exaggerate your sibilants. Like I have a sibilant voice and I fight with sibilants all the time in my video mixes. Well, you have some tweakability, but not much. It's almost like it's pointless. You might as well just use the auto mode and you're like pretty much all there. It's already gonna have compression. Yeah, you hear that? I'm peaking out my meters with this mic, but you're gonna see the meters on OBS. If I get excited, if I'm playing my game like, oh, the guy got me, oh, I died, did you better be the... Well, your sound might get a bit tricky, but it's not gonna freak out, but this is not gonna do though. That's a fail point as far as I'm concerned. Let's switch this crap around. Oh, that's brutal, bud. This mic doesn't sound happy. I'm just gonna plop her down here. Okay, so one thing we need this adapter. This adapter that's not going any deeper. What's going on here, bud? Oh, that's weird. This adapter doesn't match. Look at where the threads bottom out and look where the threads bottom out here. You're not getting a lot of bite. Okay, what were they thinking with that? I'm not even gonna bother using this with this one. I've got this spare plastic one. It bottoms out too. Oh my God. Sure, you're not serious with me, are you? Like, this sound quality's decent. I'm not gonna lie, it's decent. I think this is pretty usable. I'm switching to near mode. I accidentally pressed the mute, but like, dude, why? Sure. How long have you been making microphones? And like, I don't know if this is a defective unit. I got it. It's a used unit. But like, this is like not, this is not cool. This is like not the point. Like, oh my God, so close, so close. You got it so close. Here, I got the SM7B. It's on a desk stand now, bud. It's on. Yo, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that settles things. For me, anyway. I was extremely interested in this mic for the certain conveniences of its concept and how it works and like what it brought to the table with this easy to use software, decent sound quality, the convenience of just being able to slap a mic in here. But you know what? I would drive myself nuts. Like even that, just plugging it in, dark mode, near setting, it does sound a lot similar, but this is too noisy. Like, what is the defect here? Did this get messed up somehow? This noise, it's a deal breaker for me. I wanted to like this microphone because in ways, like if you're doing streaming, game streaming, you're not doing music streaming, all you need to get into the computer sonically is a microphone. That's it. That's all. You don't need to do anything else. You just need a microphone. You don't need an interface. This thing here in Canada is $500 and it would cost you like another $150 for an interface. And if you want the best out of it, you kind of want to get something like this or this, which is another $150 to $200. That adds up a lot of money just to get a little bit of sound into your computer. This guy, what was it, $339, $350, around there? And then it boom, just plugs right into the USB. You get this cute little app that lets you basically dial in right away what you need. It just works. I plugged it right in and it just worked, but anytime you have to adjust on it, even just touch your table. Like, can you imagine be gaming like you can pretty much, like here, I'm gonna go on the keyboard here right quick. Just typing. Just literally, just typing. Don't judge me. This is a little keyboard. It's not a normal keyboard. It's a little mini Bluetooth thing just so I can like type stuff in quick here on the computer. So it's hard to use it properly, but you heard the clicks. Like that's a fail. Sure, you could do better. Okay, Shure, here's what you need to understand. And I think Shure, if you're seeing this video, you got a potential market here because I see what you're trying to do and it's a good idea, but the quality is not there. It looks cheap. Like it looks cheap. You know, like boom, there you go. Just put the little ring around the rosy there. Like it needs this legendary sound isolation. It needs the legendary sound isolation. People are willing to spend $500 for this mic. Make a $500 version of this mic and solve that problem, right? Simple as that. And like, think about it. People not only are willing to spend $500 for this mic, but they're willing to spend list price Canadian, $539. Plus the dynamite stick is $134.99 here. Plus, let's just go bust out right quick, you know, an affordable interface. Focusrite. Focusrite's common as frick. I think people are using those all the time. On sale for $139. You're looking at $800. Here in Canada, let's add tax, $900. A basic setup of this microphone to get it to work as good as this microphone is going to cost you almost $1,000 here in Canada. Stuff is cheaper in the States, but then so is this. If these streamers are willing to pay that kind of frickin' money just so that they could show up, roll in all cool with one of these, then why not just make a better quality one of these? Do you have one and I'm not aware of it? Is that how it is? Like, I thought this mic was going to be a miracle, but no, it's a fail. It's functionally good, but deal breaker. Okay, I think you've heard me rip on this mic enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, stay tuned because, well, I don't necessarily review audio gear. This is a one-off, but I am going to like compare these two mics next. So, yeah.